Hello everybody and welcome to a new Let's Play series. This is Kieran with Explorminate playing Ash of Gods Redemption. This is a very different game for me, and this, truth be told, is not actually my first attempt at the episode 1 of this Let's Play. But we're going to try to make this fun. So a few things up front. I am playing this mostly cold. Probably the first episode and a half, maybe, depending on how I cut these, is going to be stuff I retread. Not new territory, but there's a lot of dialogue in this game. So, it's kind of like along the veins of Banner Saga from what I've seen so far, what I would say. I am going to be reading a ton. And second disclaimer, I may not pronounce all these fantasy names the way you would. And that's out of the way. So far, though, initial impressions of the game, I'm very intrigued. Like I said, this isn't the kind of game that I normally would play, but I kind of want to see what happens. I will start off here in a second. This is a turn-based, very narratively driven game with permadeath and essentially an Iron Man mode because there's no manual saves. It just saves as you go, which is kind of cool, but also terrifying for me. I'm not normally an Iron mode guy, so we're going to see if I just fall on my face or what, really. Now, there is, as I've learned, a lot of dialogue. This first video is really neat, and that's what got me sold on the game. Seeing where this is going. I'm going to shut up during that portion, and any parts that I can catch that are narrated, which are somewhat few and far between. So, like I said, we're going to have fun with this. I think I've kind of nailed down how I feel comfortable doing the video, and hopefully it's fun for you to watch. And I guess that's it. Enough introduction. I just want to get in here and share with you guys this game. I hadn't heard of it until Nate got me a key and said, hey, you want to do some videos on this? I said, sure, why not? It's different, and I'm always down. So without further ado, let's jump right in here. New game. We're going to kill that slot. And we're going to go classic mode because I do want suffering and hardship. Clearly, I need suffering and hardship. I don't want to just auto battle because I really do like battles, and this system is pretty neat. So here we go. Enjoy the video.
Unsolved mysteries are like an unquenched thirst, premonitions of trouble to spur you to keep going. 1002 years since divine retribution. The end of winter. The Vale of Mercy. Foothills of the Milky Mountains.
Alright, so I'm going to start talking again here. So adjust your volume as need be. Again, hopefully I can cut the volume so you could hear that really incredible video and then my voice without too much problem. So I've seen that video a few times now, and it's really what sold me on this game. Every time I watch this, I'm just like, man, I want to see what's going on in this world. Now, a few things to point out. If you did notice, maybe just go back and watch as the big scary guy with the chains on his like front everywhere, like in his abs and his pecs and everything, as he was coming, you notice everybody starts dying except for those few heroes or whatever they are, and we'll see what they are. But that is one thing I did notice. Keep an eye on that. So this is what we're gonna play as our hero, and I'm just gonna start reading. Like I said, there's a lot of dialogue. It is a driven game, so the choices we make will matter. And let's just have some fun. Enjoy this beautiful art style and immerse ourselves in this world for a little bit. It does have an autosave feature with the little cool fun skeleton guys in the corner down here. So I might have some awkward cutoff points. I'll try to make them not too awkward, but I can't just hit save. So in terms of making these videos not insanely long and cumbersome, we're going to stop it where we can. But here we are. So 700 years ago, you and the other Kuros took the field of the drowsy deep to prevent a great calamity, the reaping. Your self-sacrifice should have destroyed all reapers once and for all. 9 years ago, you began to feel a growing sense of unease and decided to roam Terminium to find the reason. A month ago, you met a temple guard in the town of Gordon. There was something peculiar about him. Feeling a long, forgotten sense of dread, you realized it was an Umbra Reaper in disguise. He noticed you too, but chose not to pursue. He merely winked at you, bowing in jest. So the Reapers are like that big scary dude with the chains, and they were trying to bring the reaping, from what I understand. The return to Umbra forewarns the impending reaping, so you head to the Milky Mountains to find the local Cirrus. You hope to learn the time and place of the coming reaping, and prevent it. When you stepped onto the narrow path, you noticed several sets of footprints. At the time, you thought the other people seeking the Cirrus advice may have anticipated you, but no. They're just robbers looking for an easy target. Well, I'm not going to be an easy target, and I'm not actually going to read all of this as we go through, because I'm somewhat familiar with it. You have two resources, health and energy. First, and I should probably mention, blue is where you can move, yellow means you have to expend energy to get there. So, a few ways to attack. You can click your abilities. We're going to click this guy. And then this shows you have two resources, right? The health and energy. So health would be -6 damage. So we're going to go for that. We'll get to energy in a second. So I expended some energy to walk the extra distance. Hit the guy. He hit 0 health. He goes down. He dies. Pretty straightforward. So enemy's going to throw an axe. And so what that's talking about is the other way to kill people is to take their energy out. Because once you... Actually, we're going to show it here. So I would not... Well, it's not letting me do this. But he has 33 health and not much energy. So if we attack energy, it does a lot more damage. Once energy hits 0, it does double damage, I believe. So it allows us to do much more damage than we would have done otherwise. We can also click on the enemy to learn more about them, which there's not a great tutorial, full disclosure here. I mean, this is the tutorial, and the other battle I've got into the game, I was like, really? Like, it could definitely use a better onboarding system, but what do you do? It is a beta right now, I think, still. So, yes, we're going to use an ability that doesn't require me to click on someone. We're going to just circular hit, and we're going to energy damage again because with the lack of energy it makes him an easy target. He hits me like a fool. We're going to end this battle. You actually expend quite a bit of energy walking, my goodness. Quick strike this fool, so we could do get him down 15, or we get him down -1. So we're gonna hit the energy. So that's combat in its basicness, and it gets a lot more complex than that. Well, when I say a lot more complex, there's a lot more abilities, and I don't understand some of the underlying mechanics yet. So hopefully I can find a bit of a tutorial online for that, because it doesn't explain like energy regeneration. I haven't found a way to look at stats and things, which I would love to. But that's aside the point. Let's get back to the story for now. So I'm Hopper Rudley. You are about to knock on the hut door when it's suddenly flung open. A woman appears on the doorstep. Your heart leaps from your chest. She's the one you left behind when you went to fight in the battle of the drowsy deep. She's the one you loved, Emma. Blanc, what took you so long? It's been 702 years. You managed to survive when 12 of our brethren perished. Did you go into hiding? Please, call me Hopper. I'm already used to my new name. I was called Blanc when we were together. I wasn't hiding in that battle, you know. I was wounded, pierced by arrows. That's why I didn't complete my task. And so him not completing the task, I think, is probably what's allowing the reaping to happen. Not 100% sure. I mean, that's not a spoiler, but that's my speculation. And the story seems to support that. So I think it's pretty sound. So Amma replies, yes, I've heard the legends of the 12 brave ones who cast an enchantment on themselves and turned into stone. They achieved their goal. Now their land is free from the plague of the reaping. The price was too high, though, if you ask me. Why did you come looking for me again? I wasn't searching for you, but a local Cirrus. There are signs. Bestias are leaving the forest of Dura, and the Vendil witch has been sighted on woodland trails. I stumbled upon Atrak and Gordon myself. They have returned. Another reaping is nigh, perhaps? That's a foolish question, Hopper. I do not foretell the obvious. You might as well have asked whether winter will follow autumn. The reaping is coming, you know it. All loose ends shall be tied. So, what do you know of the coming reaping is what we'll ask. The mere fact that it's coming. Rivers will run red with blood, and the abyss will claim many tortured souls. But why this sudden concern about mortals? We're mere parasites on the body of humanity. There is nothing to be proud of, even if we are both Umbra. We have long embraced the human way of life, and I care about Terminum's fate. The reaping. We are no more than specks of dust. This time, we don't have 12 comrades willing to sacrifice themselves. Among those still alive, some will scum and become reapers themselves. Do you really want to get involved? I need to stop the reaping. It's my fault they're happening again. That's what I was thinking. Okay. I'd say called it, but I've played this like 3 times this section, so it wasn't really any great foresight. You need to get off your pedestal. We are maggots, the lowliest servants lucky enough to be seated at the dining table. Are you looking for the forsaken gods of this land? I have a book that describes the life of one. Here, take a look. I had a good laugh reading this nonsense. Thank you for the book. I've been searching high and low for similar records, but still, when and where will the reaping begin? I need to be there. That's where I'm needed. I know it. The souls of the dead have tortured me with guilt for 700 years. Help me. He's got a very interesting face. I do love the animation. I like how we see more and more animated games, it seems like. I can think of various styles, but it's cool to see people take that route. That's, I think, one reason why I like this game so much. So Amma replies, give me the knife, you keep the bag. The kind our brother sacrificed himself with. Give it to me, and you'll get your answer. Pity, I really hope to use it. I doubt anything else can kill a reaper. Well, here you go. But why do you want it? The reaping shall occur on the day of the vernal equinox, both in the north and in the south, in the towns of Woodin and Albus. I wouldn't waste time if I were you. Sadly, I don't have time to reach the north. Farewell. I hope our paths cross again, though you still haven't told me why you need the knife. I saw you kill me with this very knife, Hopper, so I hope our paths never cross again. Farewell. Interesting. As I would say, the intrigue deepens, but we shall see.
What does one need to meet old age in peace, only to avoid a major disaster?
Well, I hate to say, but I'm going to think a major disaster is occurring. So, I'm going to save it here in a second. So that's the introduction. I think 15 minutes is a pretty good stopping point. You get an idea how this video is going to go. Again, hopefully the pronunciation stuff, if that gets to you, I apologize. I'm not going to stumble and slow over that. I'm just going to steam through it, right or not, for the flow of this story because this is a incredibly narrative driven game. And I don't know how many videos we'll do. Part of it's going to depend on what you guys want to see. Part of it's going to depend on just how intriguing I am. This game I'll probably play to the end, but I have heard it on the Steam forums, so nothing firsthand or official. People are saying like around, ooh, I don't know, probably like 20, 25 hours it seems like. That was partially from someone that was like halfway through and someone claimed. Anyways, it sounds like it's a decent length game for sure, especially I think if you're taking time to play through with the combat. But let's get to a point where I can save it here. I can actually save it right here. Excellent. So we're just going to stop here at chapter 1 actually. I think it will save it for us because we had our little fun skeleton men. And I appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think of the game and come back for more. We'll try to keep this going and we'll see what the reaping's all about. It's going to get scary. So be forewarned. But thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.